Hey, Linda, how are you? And Linda, I noticed you're watching from YouTube. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. I am interstatal. Here we go, folks. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Angie's Angles. It is July the 25th in the year of my Lord 2024. Welcome to another exciting episode of Angie's Angles, broadcasting live from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue, Ronkonkoma, New York. Come on down if you're ever in the neighborhood, I'll buy you a cigar. Now, don't all come in one night or I'll go broke. If you know what I mean. So, Linda, thank you again for being here. I really appreciate you. It says that I have 3 viewers, but if you don't comment, I can't know who you are. We got 2 coming in from YouTube and 1 from Facebook. So I thank all my watchers. I really do appreciate you. So we're gonna do something. We're gonna, boy, there's a lot of news out there in the paper, in the media, and et cetera, et cetera. And then this kind of got I don't know. I think this kind of got it was a little hidden. This piece of gem. It appears that the Bronx is trying to revitalize some areas right around the Grand Concourse. For those that know where the Grand Concourse is, the house that Ruth built sits over there, right on the Grand Concourse. I'll get it out eventually. And so they took to the streets and they were trying to. Well, let me just show you. I don't think I could give it justice. Oh, they're sweeping the streets of Bronx. Why do you think that might be? Because the Mets swept the Skankees, baby. And not only 2 games in the Bronx, but we swept the Skankees at Citi Field, making us 4-0 on the season, if you know what I mean. Mark Brooks, I am Duo Interstatal Harold, I am Tri-Interstatal. And let's just bring that up for the folks that might be a little late today. We were just showing how they're making the great. And look who's in the background. Could that be the Grimace? The Grimace is overseeing the cleanliness of the Bronx as the New York Mets sweep the Skankees. Oh, that is beautiful. That's one of my favorite pictures ever right there, folks. Favorite pictures ever. Oh, my goodness. So let's talk about the Mets sweeping the Skankees. You know, we're starting to hit. I'm still not convinced that this team can sustain it. I'm not convinced. I'm not a naysayer, but I'm not convinced. Let's see how we do against Boston. We're coming off a great moral victory, physical victory. I mean, we slapped the crap out of them last night. It was unbelievable. Everybody went deep last night. I think even the water boy went deep. If you know what I mean. Oh, my goodness. So, let me just check in live. I believe we're up 2-1 still at the moment, and we are. We're winning 2-1. Compliments of another Francisco Lindor home run. I mean, this guy's been unconscious. You know, either he's found the fountain of youth or made a deal with the devil. I'll take either. I'll take A or B. As long as he keeps hitting those dingers, he's up to 21 home runs now, the most on the Mets. He's been the best ball player since June, right? Kevin Elliott, where are you, Kev? Um, he's just been lighting it up. One Francisco Lindor. I mean, he took 6 week vacation for God's sakes, and the first 6 weeks of the season he was MIA. He was persona non gratis. He was a no-show. So he's definitely made his presence known. He's doing a much better job, playing a better defense. One goes in hand with the other. If you're offensively sound, you're going to be defensively sound because you don't carry the crap into the field and vice versa to the plate. So Francisco Lindor, Nimmo's kind of cooled off a little bit. Tyrone Taylor had a phenomenal night last night. Iglesias, oh my God! Don't get me singing, but Jose Iglesias, Kevin was kind of remind me he's not Julio Iglesias, that's a singer. Although Jose Iglesias also sings, he's got like a #1 pop chart on the Spanish record side, #1 hit with the "Oh My God" thing. It's a catchy song. It's in Spanish except for the "Oh My God" part, which is about the only thing I know. So baseball is starting to get interesting. We're days away from the trade deadline. The Mets, they got to be buyers, and they got to be buyers in the bullpen. Although the last 2 nights, our bullpen showed some chutzpah. If Elaine Lands was here, well, Linda, you would know the chutzpah. Sure, you would. So I don't need Elaine for that. I got Linda. So they showed some merit. They showed some worth. But I'm not expecting them to carry that on for the next 60 games. That's what we got left over. We're currently securing the second wild card spot. There's a ton of games to go, folks. Let's not get ahead of the curve. Much to my chagrin, and not so much for the Mets side, but for this gentleman's bet I had with Mike Marciano, who was on my podcast a couple of weeks ago. He's very knowledgeable. He's the admin for the Steve Cohen Show on Facebook, the group. The Steve Cohen Show on Facebook. Join it if you're interested. He's very, 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 very Met savvy, Met knowledgeable. He could definitely hold that cup of coffee, that's for sure. So I made a gentleman's wager that if Kodai Senga stepped on a mound, whether at Citi Field or at a visiting ballpark, I had to give Mike some comeuppance to say that Mike might know baseball a little bit better than me. And I ribbed Mike today. I said, July 25th, really? He's going to have an appearance on July 26th with 59 games left, and you're going to claim victory. But, if he showed up on September the 30th, all's fair in the world of baseball. So I don't know. Brandon Klinger, what's going on, my brother? A much, much big belated kiss to your honey. Happy birthday to your wife. Brandon, you're the man. And Harold wants this up on the big screen just for the sake of saying the Cubs suck. That is all. Harold, what happened to Craig Counsell being the cure-all for, end all. He's not he's not delivering as advertised, if I could say that. And maybe we dodged the bullet by not bringing him to Citi Field, although I'd have him over Carlos Mendoza any day. And for those that are saying that I'm a naysayer and Carlos Mendoza is winning ball games, we're winning in spite of Carlos Mendoza. Don't fool yourself, please. Okay, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's not fool ourselves, etc., etc., etc. Mark Brooks, by the way, I noticed you're on YouTube. Mark Brooks, you're the man. Harold, you too. Linda, I already gave you the thanks. Brandon, please, not tonight, but in the future, if you dial me up on YouTube, I'm going to put it right in here. I'll put it in here so you all have it. I'm putting in my address for YouTube. If you search for Angie's Angles 4121, let's put it on the big screen. Angie's Angles 4121 on YouTube. You'll find me. You'll find my channel. Please like, subscribe, thumbs up, the whole 9 yards. I'm going to be doing more shorts. We're going to be recapping the games. Thanks to the poking and the prodding of Kevin Elliott and Brett Milletta, They got me on the straight and narrow on this YouTube thing. I'm going to be doing more. So kind of, log on to YouTube. Give me the likes. Give me the thumbs up. Spread the word to your friends. I don't care if they're Met fans, Skankee fans, or any kind of fan. As long as they're an Angie's Angles fan, this guy's all right. This guy's happy. So let's talk about Pete Alonso real quick, because there's a lot of conversation about whether the Mets are going to shop him or not. Before we got into the wild card discussion, I was all for Pete Alonso being traded. And Kevin's opened my eyes. Kevin Elliott has absolutely opened my eyes. He's pointing out Pete's weaknesses, his glaring inability to drive runners in, his empty home runs when they're meaningless, etc., etc. But listen, in the 6 years that Pete's been in Major League Baseball, he's been a prodigious home run hitter, a prodigious RBI producer. You cannot take that away from him. Okay? So, the rookie home run record, etc., etc. Pete not killed. He beat it by one home run. But as soon as Aaron Judge set the record, Pete the next year said, no, it's going to be me. Thank you very much. He hit 53 home runs compared to Judge's 52. So that's something to hang our hat on. And if Pete just softened his approach in the interviews, he'd become a little bit more likable. Pete is too stiff. He's too regimented. Maybe do an interview in your skivvies, Pete. Keep the cameras, waist high, but, be relaxed. Don't let them be, bunching up and making you uptight. Take it easy. So Mark Brooks has a great question. We're going to throw it up on the big screen. Most fans were saying trade McNeil. He's warmed up now. How do you feel? Well, Mark, I got to tell you how I feel. I think that Jeff McNeil has done the organization a great, great service by getting hot. It just pumped up his value. Can we trade him? I think we can trade him. We got Iglesias. We got Luis Acuna Jr., Luis Angel Acuna down in the minors that could come up and spell McNeil's spot. If we could get something solid for McNeil, he's got a very team-friendly contract of $60 million. I mean, Jesus, we got him on the down low. He gave us a hometown discount. Harold, let's bring you up. There's no reason to trade Alonso. Yeah, I don't disagree with you, Harold. But we're in the driver's seat. A la the Skankies a couple of years ago when they let Aroldis Chapman go and then they brought him back next season. They got a couple good guys for Chapman. And then when free agency rolled around next season, they signed him, brought him back. So we can do that with Pete. Whoever's going to be getting Pete will know it's a rental. Okay? And if we could get two solid relievers and a prospect, I might be tempted to do that. The way that Vientos is playing and hitting, Vientos could slide over to first base. Batty comes back up, plays third base. You could put Iglesias at third. You got a lot of flexibility. McNeil's at third if he doesn't get traded. So we have a lot of room to wiggle, in my opinion. Should we trade Pete right now? The answer is no, because we all know that Pete's going to go on this torrid hot streak where he could hit 10 home runs in a week and a half. And if he does that, he'll be at 30. So Pete's got that ability, okay? So I really think that we can hold the line, if you will. We're not forced to make any trades. The season's not spent. We're currently the second wild card position. But we need to vamp up our bullpen. You can't throw Ottavino out there anymore. I mean, gosh. Not it's kind of like playing Russian roulette. you don't know if the chamber is empty or full, and most times it's full and it explodes on you. So you know, it's this guy's opinion that if we get a solid, whether we buy him, whether we trade a low-level prospect for somebody's excess in the bullpen that they're not going to be able to afford, maybe we get lucky. Maybe we find a little lightning in the bottle, perhaps. I mean, I don't know. Adrian Houser's got X amount of pitches left in his arm. We're not too solid in the bullpen, and that's our major weakness. Now it looks like our hitting's coming around. I mean, gosh, blowing up in the Bronx yesterday was tremendous. Especially against Garrett Cole. Oh, fresh in from the pictures from the archives. Oh, what happened there? Did he just eat a rotten sardine? As one Garrett Cole in the Skankee oh my good dugout after being pulled from the game and giving up the home runs. I don't know if he's feeling the whiplash. I don't know if he just pooped his pants, but something happened to Garrett Cole right there. So that was my little dig at the Skankies. I hope you enjoyed that. That was pretty funny on my end. So, in terms of the next couple of weeks, and let's tune into the game. Oh, the Braves tied it up. We're sitting at 2-2, guys and ladies, at the bottom of the seventh, 2-2. So after my podcast, I'm going to go back out to the lounge. We got it up on the big screen, and I'll root my guys on. Now, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced, although we've been on fire, that we're going to continue this. The Mets have almost groomed me to be a pessimist, although I'm the eternal optimist. I'm telling you, I do not wish ill will towards the Mets. I'm always thinking up into the last strike, the last out, the happy or the unhappy recap that we have a shot. But to be able to move up, to be able to move through the playoffs with the team as assembled, that's going to take some skill, luck, and a couple added pieces, in my humble opinion. All right. So with that 8:47 mark, I want to touch base because I put a post out there on Facebook a day or so ago with the news that Mike Trout has shut down his rehab. He's still feeling lingering soreness in his foot, and his ankle. And he was hoping to make an appearance this Friday. That's not going to happen. And it sounds pretty ominous for the season. For him to shut down the rehab 2 or 3 days out from making a major league start, that's telling me something's barking down there in his feet. And I said, if his career, God forbid, because he's a talented as all hell ball player, and don't misconstrue what I'm about to say, because I've been beaten up about this. And there's Mike Trout. We'll give him his, comeuppance. Mike Trout is a phenomenal ball player, very gifted, talented athlete. But he's given us about 8 very, very excellent seasons in a 14-year career if it gets shut down today. For those that don't know, he's under 1,000 RBIs for his career, under 1,000 RBIs. And he's under 400 home runs. He's got 374, I believe the number was. He's got a 299 lifetime batting average. So the guys that think that Mike Trout, sure, full-time MVP, 10,000 times second runner-up, blah, blah, blah. Let me tell you something. The year that he won the MVP, Jose Abreu finished 6th. And let me tell you, Jose Abreu had better numbers than Trout that year. And for those that don't know, the MVP is voted just like the Hall of Fame. by the Baseball Writers Association of America. Two newspaper guys in every city get a vote. That's how it works. You get to vote for 10 guys, just like the Hall of Fame. Same criteria. And to me, that leads credence to that it's a popularity contest. Mike Trout is a household name. So if he puts up decent, better than decent, outstanding, superb, whatever adjective you want to throw into this conversation, he's going to stand out because he's a household name. You say Jose Abreu, it's kind of saying like Carlos Mendoza, although you're selling Jose Abreu short. That season, Jose Abreu's numbers were freaking off the chart. Yet he finished sixth in voting. And he outproduced Trout that year. So I'm not quick to say he got it for MVP. Sure, the end result for MVP is absolutely correct. Yada, yada, yada. Okay. Hey, Clark, what's going on, buddy? I am quintuple instated. No problem, Clark. You're never late in my book. Harold, I don't disagree, Harold, in essence. But if you're going to put Mike Trout into the Hall of Fame, you got to put him under the Sandy Koufax asterisk. What did Sandy give us? 5 great years? 5, 6 tops. And Trout's given us 8. Out of a 14-year career, that means 6 years. Not so great. And part of the reason that his numbers are so low is that the last 4.5 years, he's been injured. And not his fault. He didn't go pig hunting like Yoenis Cespedes did. He didn't fall off a horse. He didn't hurt himself, a la Fernando Tatis Jr. playing basketball. He got legit hurt playing the game of baseball, but he's also been called soft, that he doesn't rebound from his injuries all that fast or well. And I'm not judging the guy. Not judging him. But the man signed a $426 million contract. I ask each and one of us, would we be so quick to rush back to work, knowing that no matter what happens, I'm getting $426 million? Now, that's not the right mindset. Listen, I'll speak for me, and I can speak with confidence. Brandon, Mark, Harold, Clark, Linda, Kevin, I assure you, each and every one of us doesn't have that in us to sit at home and collect our money. I mean, I've not met a harder worker for her employees, for her job, for her company than Linda Stein. That woman works her butt off. And her and I share stories at times, you all know we filmed the Night Agent at Adelphi for Netflix. And I worked 36 hours in 2 days. So the dedication level is there on our parts, and all my listeners and watchers have that same work ethic. But maybe if I was getting $426 million, maybe I would have rented my own Winnebago and slept in the parking lot in a nice bed with air conditioning, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it was good enough that my company put me at a hotel for that night, but it was still the coming and going. And once I was at work, I lost the room. I couldn't go back to the room to take a quick nap, maybe an hour break, go out to lunch, dinner, etc. I had to be on property. So the fact that Mike Trout has this label of being a little soft, a little slow to recover, people question that, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, the California or the Los Angeles Angels of California, whatever they're called now these days. The fan base have a right to see him play. For God's sakes, they're paying the money. Let's do a quick sneak peek at the Met game, and we're still at 2-2. Top of the 7th. So, that's my take on the whole, oh my goodness. This used to be a sterile environment here at Angie's Angles and Smoke Therapy where we talk nothing but baseball. We sleep, we breathe, we spit baseball. And unfortunately, the door just opened from the lounge, and who walks in but Coach Courtney, soccer coach aficionado.
Yeah.
Extraordinaire, if you will.
Number one sport in the world.
Number one sport in the world if you want to go catch a nap. If you know what I mean. Dug your head in here, Coach. Say a quick hello.
Hello, everyone. Hello.
Yeah, that's Coach Courtney, my buddy. My buddy.
Right,
we bust chops between the sports all the time. So let's get right into the prayer circle so I can go. It's a tie game, and we're going to have to go root my Mets on. Harold, we're praying for Dawn Squared, your wife and your co-worker, your friend Ed. He's getting good reports back. And let's pray for Carol and her husband Bob, who's dealing with dialysis. Scott Tobias, you have a birthday upcoming, my friend. Happy birthday to you. And prayers out to your wife and mom. Linda Stein, coming off your son's wedding. We're praying for your dad and that things go well in your world, Linda. Mark Brooks, my brother from another, we're praying for yourself. And Mark, I got a story. I didn't stay vertical this morning, Mark. I took a tumble. I'm feeding the dogs. And Zelda gets excited, so she's jumping. Bidink, 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 bidink. And as she comes down, so does my left foot right on top of her paw. And she yells out a yelp. So I'm trying to move quickly, which raises my right foot. And now I'm going horizontal. Down goes Frazier. I'm on the ground. And listen, I weigh 175 pounds. I am not blessed with padding on my tuchus. I took a hard fall right into the floor. Hurt my buttocks. Been walking funny all day long. So, Mark, you and I need to work on our verticalness. We're keeping in our prayers your daughter, Dominique, who's carrying child. God, please watch over her baby. Keep everyone happy and healthy. Kevin Elliott, as you continue your challenges down in Hollywood. The Krause family, we're praying for Aubrey as she fights the ugly C word and remains in remission. Martha, we're praying for you, my friend, at Adelphi University. Clark, we're praying for your brother-in-law, Brad, and your sister, Tricia. Brad's blood work is coming back, which is allowing him to deal with a hernia situation. Continued blessings. Deb and Lee down in Maryland, we're praying for Lee's medical challenges. Ray Capers, was nice to hang out with you the other day as you recovered from your surgery. Coach Courtney, which we just saw, his brother-in-law, Calvin, and Sister Pat, we're praying for you. Mr. McGowan, sir, we have your 6 as you too face the battle with the ugly C word. Marianne Bello out in Las Vegas. You got to give me an update, Mayor, on your mom's health conditions. Big John from the Smoke Therapy Lounge. We're praying for Irene, your cousin Richie, and Phil's Nona. Tom wants us to pray for his friend Paul as he deals with his cancer treatment. My good buddy Scott Balzano, we're praying for Craig. Jimmy, we're praying for his friend Charles Sr. as he helps and assists his son Charles Jr. recover from a liver transplant. And Larry Levy, had the distinct pleasure playing golf with you this past Tuesday. The pleasure and honor was all mine. And we have Frida in our prayers as she battles the ugly C word and dealing with her chemotherapy. Frida, know that Angie's Angles family is behind you 100%, and this is for you. So a little science advertising for those that live down south or have access to the southern hemisphere sky. This Tuesday, July 30th, there will be a double meteor shower where the experts are predicting 30 meteors an hour. The best viewing time will be between July 30th around 1, 2 o'clock in the morning into the 31st. So for that, let's make sure we get out there, weather permitting, and go see a little meteor action. This has been Angie's Angles coming to you live from Smoke Therapy, 215 Ronkonkoma Avenue. Let's go Mets! Good night! God bless! I love ya!